Hello, and welcome to Inner Purpose Therapy, your go-to place for mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnotherapy, and all things pertaining to mental health support. We're glad you've joined us today for another episode in our Mastering CBT series. In this episode, we're going to delve into the intriguing subject of how our thoughts can magnify or mitigate stress and pressure. We'll be walking you through a series of reflective questions designed to help you identify your responses to your thoughts and equip you with the necessary tools to manage moments of amplified stress. So, sit back, take a deep breath, and prepare to embark on this journey of inner exploration and self-improvement. Let's get started. Ever wondered why sometimes stress seems to overwhelm you, while other times you manage it with ease? Well, Cognitive Behavioural Therapy, or CBT, suggests that it's not the events themselves causing this distress, but rather our thinking around them. Imagine navigating through an era of global uncertainty, where news of pandemics, climate change, and political turmoil flood our screens daily. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? Now picture being a student, where the pandemic has disrupted your concept of university life, adding to the pressures of high fees and limited opportunities. It's clear that life comes packed with challenges, and it's understandable to feel overwhelmed. But here's the key takeaway. While these challenges are real, it's our thinking patterns, our perception and interpretation of ourselves and the world, that can either amplify or alleviate our stress and pressure. While life is tough and filled with challenges, it's essential to realize how our thinking patterns can make our stress and pressure worse or better. To begin managing stress better, start by identifying your distorted ways of thinking. These are the tendencies and patterns in how you think and believe, which significantly influence your emotions and actions. We call these cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions are like filters that color our reality, often leading us to perceive things in a negative or harmful way. One such distortion is all-or-nothing thinking. This is a type of thinking where we see things in black and white, with no middle ground. For instance, let's consider the statement, "I always fail," or "I never have any luck." When you think in these absolute terms of always and never, it can greatly magnify the stress you experience. Let's apply this to a common situation. Say you're a student who has struggled with an assignment. If you fall into the trap of all-or-nothing thinking, you might think, "I always struggle and I'm never going to do well at university." This thought pattern can intensify feelings of stress and pressure. But let's pause for a moment. Is it true that you always struggle? Is it accurate to say you never do well? More than likely, the answer to both these questions is no. So here's an exercise for you. Think of 3 instances in your life when you have done something well. It could be anything: acing a test, landing a job, or even getting into university in the first place. 1. Think of the first instance. Recall the details, how it felt, what you achieved. 2. Now move on to the second instance. Again, remember the circumstances, your accomplishment, and how it made you feel. 3. Finally, bring to mind the third instance. Relive that experience, the success, and the positive emotions that came with it. By recalling these instances, you're challenging the always fail or never succeed narrative. You're proving to yourself that you have had successes and that not everything is as black and white as all-or-nothing thinking suggests. Recognizing these distortions is the first step to correcting them and gaining better control over your stress and pressure. Moving forward from identifying these cognitive distortions, let's dive deep into the process of correcting them. This is a vital step in managing stress and pressure. It's like navigating a ship through treacherous waters. Once you've identified the dangerous rocks, distorted thinking patterns, it's time to steer your ship, your thoughts, away from them. So, how do we go about this? Let's look at some practical strategies. Firstly, overgeneralization. It's easy to generalize, to fit everyone into one box. However, it's important to challenge such thoughts. For instance, if you believe no one cares about me, try listing 3 people who genuinely care about you. This helps to disprove the negative belief and shifts your focus towards the positive aspects. Secondly, the mental filter. This is when we focus more on the negatives than the positives. To correct this, practice gratitude. Write down 5 to 10 things every day that you're grateful for, or that were good, even small things, like enjoying a delicious cup of coffee. This helps to retrain your mind to focus on positives. Next, jumping to conclusions. This is when you assume things without having all the facts. To counter this, think of 3 scenarios where your assumptions were not based on facts but on feelings. Now, consciously make an effort to find information or evidence that disconfirms these assumptions. Fourth, emotional reasoning. Here, you base your conclusions on how you feel rather than evidence. To overcome this, take action. Break down overwhelming tasks into smaller chunks and tackle them one at a time. This helps you to see that you're capable of handling things. Lastly, should statements. These are based on your schemas and often put unnecessary pressure on you. Letting go of these expectations can reduce stress significantly. Remember, understanding and acknowledging these distortions give you the power to change them. As your homework for the coming weeks, pay attention to your responses to situations. Focus on the language you use, whether these thoughts are negative and self-defeating. If they are, challenge them and try to spin them in a positive way. This is your compass to steer away from those dangerous rocks and sail towards a stress-free horizon. Now that you've identified some of your distorted thinking patterns, what's next? Well, the journey doesn't end here. Awareness is the first step, but it's equally important to correct these distortions and change our thinking patterns. Consider this as an exploration into the landscape of your mind. You've started mapping out areas where distorted thinking lurks, like unhelpful shadows. Now it's time to bring in the light of cognitive behavioral therapy to brighten those areas and transform them into spaces of clarity and positivity. Remember, distorted thoughts like always and never are not based in reality. They're exaggerations, overgeneralizations that your mind creates. By recognizing these, you can start challenging them. Ask yourself, is it true that I always fail? Have I never succeeded? Highlighting your achievements, as small as they may be, can help to counter these distortions. It's not about ignoring the difficulties or pretending they don't exist. It's about reframing them, understanding that they are not all-encompassing or permanent. It's about realizing that you have the capacity to cope, that you've coped before, and you can do it again. Practicing this shift in thinking is not a one-time activity. It's a habit that needs to be cultivated over time. It's like learning to play an instrument or mastering a new language. It requires patience, practice, and persistence. But rest assured, the rewards are well worth the effort. As you continue this practice, you'll find yourself becoming more resilient, more able to handle stress and pressure. You'll find that your thoughts, instead of being your worst critics, can become your greatest allies. They can empower you, motivate you, and help you navigate through life's challenges with a renewed sense of confidence and optimism. So keep practicing. Keep challenging those distorted thoughts. Keep reframing, keep growing. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way, however small or big they may be. Remember, you have control over your thoughts, responses, and interpretations. Use that control to manage your stress and pressure better. Your mind is a powerful tool. Embrace its potential and let it guide you towards a healthier, happier, and stress-free life. Thank you for joining us today for our Cognitive Behavioural Therapy episode on how thoughts can amplify stress and pressure. We appreciate your time and attention. Your willingness to understand and work on your distorted thinking patterns is a testament to your resilience and inner strength. We hope that this information will serve as a helpful guide on your journey towards a healthier, happier, and stress-free life. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Inner Purpose Therapy channel. Your support helps us create more content like this, aimed at empowering individuals to reclaim control over their thoughts and emotions. Joining the Inner Purpose Therapy community offers several benefits. You'll be the first to access new resources, participate in interactive live sessions, and connect with a supportive community of individuals who are on a similar journey. Together, we can learn, grow, and thrive. Don't miss out on any more content. Join our growing Inner Purpose Therapy community today. Let's continue this journey together, challenging distorted thoughts, reframing them, and celebrating our progress along the way. Remember, your mind is powerful, and with the right tools and techniques, it can become your greatest ally. Thank you once again for your time. Until next time, take care and keep growing.